Bokya Srikanth, studying third year mechanical engineering. I worked as maintenance secretary and maintenance counselor of Hostel 4. From my work experience, I have seen students facing many problems, be it a mess problem, transport problem, internet facility problem, and so on. Every year, councils come with big proposals, ignoring small problems. So I believe that some changes should be taken at administrative level that can make changes lives better in the campus by making system more transparent and provide basic necessities to the students. Hence, I am contesting for the post of General Secretary, Hostel Affairs. Coming to my manifesto, as I mentioned earlier, I have focused on making the system more transparent by providing basic necessities to the students with sustainable development in the campus. Thank you.
Hello? Hello? Yes. My name is Sarthak Agrawal. I'm contesting for the post of General Secretary of Hostel Affairs. Or? Am I audible? Yes. Hello, my name is Sarthak Agrawal. I'm contesting for the post of General Secretary of Hostel Affairs. I'm presently the Institute Secretary of Hostel Affairs. Cannot. Hello? Yes. My name is Sarthak Agrawal. I'm contesting for the post of General Secretary of Hostel Affairs. I'm presently the Institute Secretary of Hostel Affairs. As an ISHA, I have been exposed to a variety of problems that are happening in the Institute right now. Also, I was entrusted with the responsibility of hospital nominee and women's cell nominee, where I was working in these verticals and took the sole responsibility for managing these verticals from the student side. As an ISHA, I was also a part of HGSC and HCC, the two policy commission making bodies, and I had the chance to represent student needs, negotiate with the authorities, and have a chance to put student needs forth. With the same, I have worked as the hostel maintenance counselor and I've had the grassroots level experience of working with day-to-day problems of student needs. This gives me an entire background. What I've felt over the past 3 years is that we have a lot of facilities on campus, but these were initiated a long time back. Tum-tums themselves were initiated in 2007. So the needs of the students have varied, the number of students has changed, and what we need is to change the existing system to incorporate more student needs, so it becomes more efficient for the student community as a whole. With this, this is my entire vision for the manifesto. Coming down to my manifesto, we have messes in our hostels. It is a very good facility, but a lot of times we do not prefer our messes because of the quality of food being cooked. What I'm introducing is a flexi meal messing option. This flexi meal messing option gives you the right to choose what you want to eat. Students are from different backgrounds, they have different choices, and this is what we can do in the present system to accommodate more student needs. At the same time, there are different institute eateries reforms. If you go to my manifesto, I have planned a lot of institute eateries reforms. How this works is, we do not have round-the-clock food availability options. This comes down to 3 points. First of all, I'm starting hostel canteen delivery from 12, 13, 14 mess. So this works during the night canteen, and it helps us get food availability options during the night. At the same time, when I come down to hospital section, right now we are paying 2,000 rupees premium every year as a part of our medical fee component in the main fees. We get an insurance of 1 lakh rupees every year, but that is only valid while we are inside the campus. A lot of students go on internships, on projects, and this is the time when we need our medical insurance the most. At the second level of this is, we do not get medical insurance facilities if we want to go outside unless it is referred by the ITB hospital. With my first manifesto point under the hospital section, what I propose is to outsource our medical insurance. This gives us an opportunity to directly go to any hospital outside while we are inside the campus, outside the campus, or at the same time, let's say it's a trip, it's an internship, it's a project, or anything. My third point comes down to Wi-Fi. Most of the institutes in India also have become completely have a Wi-Fi facility all over the area. But this has not been possible in the present system until now. What I'm suggesting is to have campus Wi-Fi, which gives us Wi-Fi routers in every hostel, so that Wi-Fi is accessible even to our rooms. The next point is, a lot of students' achievements are not recorded inside the ITB campus. So let's say if there's an achievement that you have an award inside the campus right now, you cannot claim for it 3 years down the line because IIT Bombay has no official record of the same. What I'm proposing is an IITB community network. How it works is you can add your achievements, get it approved with the central authority on that vertical. So let's say it's a cultural achievement, you get it approved from the Janti ma'am or GS Cultural Affairs. And over the years, when it gets freezed, once it is approved, if you are 5 years down the line, if you want a certificate or an email for the same, you can simply claim it through the official portal. This is essentially the gist of the manifesto. Thank you.
Alright, now we'll go to the manifesto questioning round. So Shrikant, you can ask question to Sarthak and we'll be alternating between both. Shrikant can ask a question to Sarthak.
Coming to your first manifesto point about choose your meal, how many vendors have you talked to? What set of proposed meals do you try to include in that meal set, and do you think it is feasible with no extra cost? And how? How do you ensure minimum food wastage? Do you plan to introduce in upcoming contract? Don't you think the vendors ask for the price hike, which would affect students who are economically weak and regularly eat in the mess? Thank you.
So answering your question one by one, Choose a Meal is a facility. First of all, I'll just explain the point. Choose a Meal is a facility where if you do not like the buffet system which is presently in our messes, you can opt for we can have a separate counter inside the mess, and we can demand from a limited menu as in a canteen. And the price essentially gets shifted, so you pay half the present price. Now, I'll come down to your first question. This can be regulated because food wastage will be minimum. I'll tell you why. Because the menu that we have proposed is basic items which can be cooked very easily. So let's say we anyways get extras in our messes from egg items. We can have paneer bhurji, we can have sandwiches, we can have rolls, which is very easy to cook. And at the same time, the mess caterer does not cook everything at once. He prepares for a certain number of people and he cooks for the first 100. I'm just giving you a number, first 100. And as and when the demand varies, he starts to cook again. So that is why there's irregularity in our batches as well.
How will you ensure the demand from the students?
Sorry.
How will you ensure the demand from the students? It needs at least 1 day before for the demand of the items. So how will you ensure the demand from the students?
There's a fixed menu to the canteen that is being proposed inside the mess. How it works is, if onion is being cooked, there's a raw material requirement. How it works is, the caterer is cooking only for a limited number of people initially, and after this, if he sees that there is a pressure on the canteen, the different canteen that is being installed in the messes, the contractor can shift the load there. So essentially, there is no food wastage as such. I've already had a word with a few mess contractors who are ready to do it.
Next question by you to Shrikant.
Shrikant, in your manifesto under the hospital section, you have proposed 3 points, which is regular auditing in the hospital, digitalization of student records as well as the medical dispensary. At the same time, availability of standard medicines ke liye you are outsourcing the hospital pharmacy. Can you please share with us the existing status? Where are all these things stuck, and how do you plan to achieve it?
Coming to auditing, there is no auditing as such which has happened till now. Recently committee has formed, so I want to propose for the regular auditing, because we are paying 1,000 rupees per semester. Every student is paying 1,000 rupees per semester, so there should be a transparency where auditing can be done and can be seen the expenses where it is allocated. And coming to digitalization, it has been rejected by the CMO in the first HHAC meeting. So recently the committee has formed, so I want to make it propose again through that committee. Coming to the outsourcing of availability of standard medicines. So currently, if medicines are prescribed by the doctors, students are not able to get the medicines from the dispensary. So I want to outsource this. I want to propose for the outsourcing. of standard medicines in the dispensary?
So I'll tell you, the auditing has been proposed for the past 3 to 4 years, and it has been proposed regularly.
Hold your mics closer.
Only this year we were able to achieve it because we went through a different route. This has happened in the once in the past 5 years. How do you plan to do it every year? My second question would be, digitalization was not rejected. It was suggested that we get a better solution to the existing problem. We have already had a word with Napier Healthcare Systems, which is making dynamic hospital management systems for different agencies. Now the conflict is if we want to buy this system, which is very expensive, or the second solution to this is to include this in the ERP scheme which is coming up. As a student representative, we have tried to push for Napier Healthcare because online ERP scheme is going to be some time before it gets implemented. And my third question would be that the outsourcing of hospital dispensary was initiated by the administration, and then it was shut down by the administration because there was a 500% increase in the total budget that was allocated for the hospital pharmacy. Now, how do you plan to surpass these roadblocks?
Coming to auditing, so as you said, only one auditing has been done in the past 5 years. So
I'll just say, it has been attempted plenty of times in the past 5 years. Only this year it has initiated, and finally a committee has been formed. The committee that is there is actually auditing the hospital. The auditing of the hospital is not for its finances, it's for its services.
So the auditing which I refer is for the finances, because the students are paying money. So that is the answer for your first question. And so after auditing, we will get to know where the allocations of funds are going on. So if there is any money which is not being properly used, we can get the outsourcing of standard medicines.
Okay, if the auditing happens, if you're calling for a financial auditing, so can you tell me how is the insurance in the hospital handled? We pay 1,000 rupees every semester, as you said, but it's every 6 months. So it's basically 2,000 for a year. 2,000 for a year. It's managed as by an insurance policy, right? So can you please tell me how is it being managed? Is it being government? Is it a private insurance? And who is handling it? Because if you propose financial auditing, this is the main source of income from the student side. The rest is a government-run trust.
So presently auditing is for the private, for the private hospital facilities.
We don't have a private hospital facility.
Like which we have tie-ups with, the types which we have.
I can say no, right? I can say no. You can answer. No, it is only for facilities that we are having inside the campus. Only in exceptional referral cases, when it goes outside, that fund is used. The otherwise, it is for the regular maintenance of hospital.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If the doctors are referring for the outside hospitals, then we will get the claiming facility. That's where we can claim the 1 lakh rupees.
What I said.
Alright, we should move on to the next question.
Coming to your hospital and health services manifesto point, first point about 4-fold increase in medical cover to 4 lakh rupees. So how many hospitals have you included in this? How will you implement cashless surgical and medical treatment throughout India? What all provision do you plan to provide in IITB hospital by reducing the health cover from 2000 to 750? And don't you think there would be a chaos by mixing government and private sectors together? How will you deal with it?
Okay, so first of all, I have not had a word with the hospitals. My basic plan is to outsource the present insurance that we have. So the 2,000 rupees that goes into the hospital presently, a part of it will be given to the a part of it will be given to an external private insurance firm. I've had a word with plenty of insurance firms, and we have finalized a Bajaj Alliance insurance firm. This has been discussed in the meetings, and we have in principle approved the idea. How it works is the private insurance firms first of all gives you a more cover, because in a private sector it depends on what age group are you under. Most of the students on campus are under 30 and at max under 35. So the insurance covers increases in a group policy to fourfolds. They are actually giving. The second question was, how do I plan to integrate private and government facilities together? So the ITP hospital is still getting a fraction of the present 2,000 rupees. How this works in ITP hospital is you can avail OPD facilities, you can avail basic first aid medicines, vaccination camps is being conducted in the hospital. A lot of management inside the ITP campus is being done by the hospital. However, for referrals outside, that can be outsourced. This has been discussed and approved in principle. In the committee that has been set up, it is going to be approved on paper and legal work will be started.
So, do you feel that Gymkhana will allow the loan still currently for medical facilities, Gymkhana gives some loans to the student. So, do you think like Gymkhana allows still for giving loans if this is implemented fourfold?
First of all, we get a bigger cover, at least fourfold. That says at least fourfold. It can go even more than that when we negotiate for it further. At the same time, Gymkhana is not loaning for it. It's the student benevolent fund that we pay from in case the expenses in the present system go above 1 lakh. The student benevolent fund has one policy that once you pass out of the institute, you have to return that fund, and that can still work, and that has been agreed by Dean SA in principle.
Next question.
Shrikant, what you've suggested is that you are going to extend the timings of the staff canteen at nights in the academic area. So, if you do, so are you aware this used to happen earlier? Why did it get shut off, and how would you plan to overcome that roadblock?
See, I had a talk with this staff canteen in charge, so he's willing to do that, and I also talked to the institute authorities about this. So, in favor of PGs, PhDs, and RAs, and also in peak times for in exams, midterms and end semester examinations, definitely there should be a provision for the food outlet in academic area. So I have talked about this to institute authorities, and they are ready to do this.
So you mentioned two things. You mentioned two things. One is staff canteen mein. You did not answer my first question. What was the problem? Why did it get shut down? And the second thing is the principle of having an overnight eatery in the academic area has already been approved, and the location that has been suggested is a more central location in the academic area, which is IDC and near LCH. We have to finalize between one of these two. You are actually proposing it outside the academic area in the administrative area. At the same time, please elaborate on the reasons it got shut down.
The reasons are security issues at night time. The workers who are working there may create some security issues. That was the reason why it got shut down.
May create some security issues, or there were some reported security issues?
In my groundwork, I got to know about the security issues.
What I'm asking is, did it get shut down because they were anticipating security issues, or were they reported security issues?
Because they are anticipating the security issues.
I'll just confirm this fact. There were reported security issues. They went to the security office plenty of times. There were alcohol bottles that were found in that area at night, in the morning, the next day. Other than this, some of the few cases also went to women's cell directly, and that is why Dean SA took a very strong stand to limit the canteen timings and restrict it to 5 p.m. Now, if with this plan, can you please elaborate on how do you go forward and convince the dean of letting it start again until 1 o'clock in the morning at night?
Institute authorities are ready to do this. Only thing is security is the problem. So I had a talk with the security officer about this. So they are going to arrange a vigilance at night specially for this.
So what you're suggesting is we'll have a separate.
So, coming to hospital and health services, about comprehensive health checkups. How do you plan to have a comprehensive health checkup for 10,000 students when IITB hospital is not able to manage for 900 freshmen? If you plan to do it from outside hospital, what cost estimate do you give for it? If you plan it from IITB hospital, how do you think hospital would do it? As you have reduced its premium, and does IITB hospital have all the equipment and staff required for health checkups in large numbers when they are already understaffed?
If you go to my third point, it says I am going to collaborate with the private hospital to set up an OPD facility and a medical store on campus. So again, this has been discussed in the HHAC, which happened last month. It is mostly going to be a private hospital, and private hospital will be covered under this insurance that I'm claiming in the first point. Now, this insurance also claims a medical free checkup over every once in a year. So this can be done with that with the help of this medical facility. Students who want to go outside are definitely free to go outside. So I'll come to TumTums first. There's a transportation crunch. We have sufficient buses in the campus, but they're not plying. At the same time, there was a point in the present GSH's manifesto of starting a Hiranandani shuttle, but it wasn't being able to done because of the code that is being followed. The drivers refused to follow these timetables, and at the same time, there are not sufficient transportation facilities inside the campus. Can you please justify why should the TumTum service to Kanjurmarg during weekends or the first week of vacation be started at all when there's a prime necessity of transportation inside the campus?
So, the problem occurred in the last semester because TumTum drivers have demanded for Provident Fund, and all those demands are fulfilled. Now there is no problem. Only thing is the drivers are not following the proper schedule. Abbas has started the student task force, so I will take the follow-up for that to make the drivers, and you did not sit with the drivers before deciding the TumTum routes. That's why they are not following it properly. So I would sit with the TumTum drivers and discuss the routes properly so that they will be in favor of us, and this will decrease the problem. And in weekends, if you observe, TumTum service is not being used properly because a lot of TumTums are moving here and there freely. We are paying money for that, so I feel that definitely we should make the proper usage of TumTums by initiating this service to Kanjurmarg, which is the nearest station.
So first of all, the routes were decided in consultation with the committee and the administration. These were initiated by the students. It was discussed in HGSC. It was discussed on main councillors and mess councillors group. After feedback from everyone, we had maintained those routes. These routes were discussed with the drivers in December before Inter-IT, because we did a pilot run during Inter-IT, and any of the Inter-IT transport coordinators can tell you that. The second thing is, you said that they're running here and there. They're running here and there because it's the driver's choice. It's not our choice. We have implemented a timetable, but it hasn't been followed because the drivers have been very lenient with their work. Do you have a plan of action of how do you plan to go this side? If you mention you're going to take the help of student task force, can you give me some concrete steps that you will take to ensure that this is get done?
As you said, TumTum drivers are lenient. So that is the point where I want to stress that you have decided the TumTum routes without discussing with the TumTum drivers. What I mean is, we as a student task force, first of all sit with the drivers, and maybe the TumTum routes which you have decided may come out again, but if we are deciding with the drivers, definitely they will follow it.
I'll just correct you again. I mentioned we had a discussion. The existing GSHA was there. It happened near Som, and you can confirm your facts, please. The second thing is, again, you have not given me any concrete steps that you will take to ensure that the student task force or your council, if elected, can ensure smoother running of transportation inside the campus.
So now TumTum Tracker has been into the work. So I want to develop a software where I can take the help of Stab and arranged such a way that, like presently, if you observe, TomToms, which is supposed to move 85 kilometers, it is moving only 25 kilometers daily. So with this software, we can check it whether they are moving, they are following the schedule or not.
I'll correct again. So the TomToms that are supposed to travel 80 kilometers, not all of them are traveling 25 kilometers. There were only a few lenient drivers who were traveling less than what is required. So, and TomTom Tracker has been in pipeline for the past 3 years, and now it has reached its first version. It has only been implemented in 8 buses, and it is already out of order in 4 buses. Yes, they are doing it the second version, which is going to be much more better, upgraded, but it is going to take some time. At least your tenure will be over while it gets implemented. So how do you plan to deal this in your tenure? Concrete steps, please.
So I have my student task force. So we'll plan the schedule. Who is free in the morning, who is free in the afternoon, who is free in the evening. In that way, we can distribute the work ourselves for monitoring the TomTom drivers, whether they are following the schedule or not.
If they're following the schedule or not, I guess this. Shrikant, under the section of security, you have
considering the time constraint, these two will be the last questions.
So coming to your follow-up for time stamping of autos. Currently, auto rickshaws come inside in favor of non-teaching staff. So if you use this time stamping for autos, they all go out of the campus at the same time. So don't you think this will make the situation more worse for the internal transport?
So basically, this is a two-step solution. The first step is we have a lot of drivers on campus. There are a lot of rickshaws that you will see that run only inside the campus. These drivers are relatives of the existing staff members, and they ply only inside the institute. So what we have done through the security office is have a word with these people, an unofficial word that these people will be working only inside the campus. So this solves our need for urgent transportation inside the campus. The second step is timestamp at the main gate so that the autos that are coming from outside, they have a time window of 25 minutes, let's say. So when they drop off after 10 minutes, they'll have just 15 minutes of window to go outside. So they'll prefer the first person who wants to go outside and take him ahead, so that we do not face the problem right now that we say if you want to go to Hiranandani or Kanjurmarg, we are generally avoided. That problem is going to end. And at the same time, if you want to apply with internal autos, we still have the autos that we have had an unofficial word with.
How can you control the auto union if they are not following the schedule what you have planned?
There's no schedule to it. The only restriction on them is to be inside the campus.
Though you plan it, but it is up to their freedom to come inside or outside. So how will you regulate it?
So whenever an auto comes inside, he is given a token, and whenever he goes outside, that token is taken back. Now the autos that are inside the campus, they do not have any token. So when they're going outside and they cannot hand over the token, the security guy can immediately report that.
That's where the problem exists. Like if the autos take the tokens at the same time, they have to leave within an hour or half an hour. Then all autos have to move outside. Then the internal transportation, again the same point, internal transportation becomes more worse.
I'll help you understand the same thing again. So basically, the autos that are coming from outside has this timestamp. The autos that are already inside, that are meant only for internal transportation, they do not have a token, and hence they cannot go outside. In case they go outside, you can always report that auto number and that auto guys, because we are already familiar with them, because these are the existing connections of the staff members inside. And the union is not formed because there is no official document or any official tag that is given to them. Yes, Shrikant, under the security section, the second point says propose surveillance cameras at the entrance of every hostel. There are CCTV cameras that are being installed inside the institute. The security has already ordered CCTV cameras. You might see a form being floated on the maintenance counselor groups and the HGSC. So what is the new thing that you're proposing? Since CCTV cameras ka prime location is the hostel entry gate.
So CCTV cameras proposal was agreed only to keep in the mess. It's not at the entrance of every hostel.
If you check the facts with the security office, they've ordered 250 surveillance cameras. Now, our proposal was to only keep inside the mess, but the security office wants to implement it at the every hostel gate. So how is it different?
So there is no official record where it has been accepted. Till now it is only mess and in the open areas of academic section. So I want to propose for this.
There is an existing document that says that 250 cameras have been ordered. You can find that document in the security office itself.
Yeah, I agree with your point that 250 cameras have been ordered already, but these 250 cameras don't include the area of entrance at hostel gate.
The location of every camera out of this 250 cameras has already been decided.
I already had a talk with the security officer about this. 250 cameras have been ordered, but again, they have been approved for only in the mess area and in the open areas of academic section, not at the main gate.
I have seen that document and clearly mentions you can.
I would just clarify the fact here. The fact is the objective of security was to cover every entrance and every junction of the campus. That is what they're doing.
So it includes hostels.
Every building entrance, but not inside the hostel, but outside main.
That is the hostel gate, right?
That clears the point. That clears.
On the road, they will not be inside the hostel.
So that is the hostel gate that is on the road.